This will be the only Windows 11 installation video you need. With or without supported hardware, no Microsoft account, no third-party bloatware, privacy-focused settings, and tweaks after the installation. Let's go. I've done videos on installing Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. I've done videos on installing Windows 11 without a Microsoft account. I've covered privacy settings and multiple videos on Windows optimization tools. Let's bring all of that together and make one epic Windows 11 installation video. The focus here will be on a clean installation, but I'll stop along the way and point out what's needed if you're doing an upgrade. We're going to cover everybody, whether you have an existing Windows 11 installation and you just want to do a clean install, whether you're upgrading from Windows 10 to 11 with the approaching end-of-life date for Windows 10 in October, and we'll even cover upgrading from Windows 10 to Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. So, clean install, got you covered. Upgrade, got you covered. No Microsoft account or third-party bloatware, got you covered. Still using a copy of Windows 10 or 11 that isn't activated? Today's sponsors got you covered. Are you using an unregistered version of Windows 11? Then you need to check out keyspan.com. Keyspan offers a wide range of products including Windows 11, Windows 10, and even older versions like Windows XP. Need Office software? They got you covered with keys for Office 2019 and Office 2021. And here's the best part. You can save big with exclusive coupon codes by using my code RKT50 to get 50% off all Windows series. That means you can get Windows 11 Pro for less than $20. But wait, there's more. For Microsoft Office, use my code RKT62 to get a massive 62% off. Buying is super easy. Just add your chosen product key to your cart, apply the coupon code, and pay securely via PayPal or credit card. You'll receive your genuine activation key in no time. Once you have your product key, go back to the activation page, click on Change Product Key, enter the product key you just purchased, and click Activate. Be sure to check out keyspan.com. Okay, so we have a lot of ground to cover today, so I'm going to make this brief. You will need a flash drive with at least 8 gigabytes for the Windows installation. We're doing a clean install, so if you want to back up any files before the installation, you'll need a second form of media. You can also back them up using OneDrive, Google Drive, whatever means you deem necessary. If you're not worried about backing anything up, then you just need at least a thumb drive. Now, I've put together a quick checklist here of our objectives, a pre-installation checklist, and a post-installation checklist. So we'll go through that real quick, and then we'll jump right into the installation. Let's go. Okay, so our Windows 11 installation objectives are a Windows 11 clean installation. We're going to bypass that Microsoft account requirements if you choose to. We can also bypass the hardware requirements if needed. We're going to exclude the third-party bloatware from the installation. We're going to optimize those privacy settings, and then we're going to remove any unwanted Microsoft apps. So for our pre-installation checklist, and this is critical, if you're doing a clean install, we need to back up all those important files, documents, pictures, videos, anything that you want to save, you're going to want to back up on an external hard drive or cloud storage. We want to make sure that we have a reliable USB flash drive with a minimum of 8 gigabytes of recommended space for the installation. We're going to download the official Windows 11 ISO from the Microsoft website. We're going to download the latest version of Rufus from the official Rufus website. That's the tool that we'll use to install Windows, and it has the features built in to bypass some of the stuff that we don't want. If possible, you just might want to make sure that you have your Windows product key noted down. Typically, this is not necessary because it's a digital license linked to your hardware. And you'll need to identify how to access your PC's boot menu or BIOS UEFI settings. I have listed here some of the common keys that'll get you in there: F12, F11, F10, F2, delete, escape. You can simply just Google your PC manufacturer if you're not sure. After we get Windows installed, we're going to do some optimization and tweaks. So we're going to download and install WinToys. This is going to be especially useful for changing some of those privacy settings. We'll be able to make some changes that you can't normally make unless you make edits to the registry. And then we're going to download and install Reboot Uninstaller's free version. This is a powerful uninstaller that goes beyond what the Windows uninstaller will do. And we're going to use that to get rid of any Microsoft apps that we don't want on the computer. Some additional post-installation items that you need to take care of, and I will not necessarily cover these on camera. You want to make sure that critical updates are done and any hardware driver updates. This piece is really going to depend on the type of installation that we do. If you already have Windows 11 and you're just doing a clean install, if you're connected to the internet, Microsoft's going to do all of these updates during the installation process. If you are doing an install on unsupported hardware, I recommend that you unplug the internet before beginning the installation, because chances are it's already going to take longer because you're using unsupported hardware, but you don't want that to hang up during the installation process because of some potential issue with an update. It takes substantially longer to set up Windows if you have the internet plugged in. We'll verify Windows activation settings. It's likely because of one of these options we're going to select, it may not initially be activated. I'll show you how to correct that. And then you'll need to adjust basic system settings like your display resolution, time zone, etc. Make sure you screenshot the checklist, because some of this stuff you'll need to perform on your own after the installation. Now, wherever possible, like with WinToys and Revo Uninstaller, I'm not going to do a full walkthrough on how to download and set those up to save time, but I do have full installation videos for everything we're going to do here, and I'll link those below so you can refer to those if you need assistance setting up Revo Uninstaller or WinToys. If you are installing on an unsupported device, this is very crucial. You need to stop here and go watch this video I did on how to tell if your CPU is compatible with Windows 11. Because although we can bypass Windows 11's hardware checks, there are certain processors from way back when that do not contain a set of instructions that Windows 11 requires. Without those instructions, they don't speak the same language. It won't work. There's no way to bypass it. You can save yourself hours of headache and frustration by finding out now whether or not that will even work on your CPU from 2006. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is head over to Microsoft's website and download the Windows 11 ISO. Let's go. So we're going to come over here to Google and we're going to put in Windows 11 download. We're going to come right here to Microsoft's website. And then we're going to scroll down here past the assistant, past the installation media, and go to the Download Windows 11 Disk Image ISO. We're going to select our download. And then we're going to click the Download Now button. Then we're going to select our language. For me, that's English, United States. I'm going to click Confirm. And now we're going to click the 64-bit download button, and that download's going to start in the top right-hand corner. That's going to take some time. This is a 5+ gigabyte file, so I will go ahead and fast forward. Okay, now that we have Windows downloaded, now we're going to go grab the Rufus tool. We'll download that and set it up. Let's go. Alright, you should now have the Windows 11 ISO in your downloads folder, so we're going to go grab the Rufus tool. We're going to head back over to Google and go to Rufus. It's going to be this first one here, the .ie. I'm going to come down all the way down. I'm going to download the 4.6p version, which is the portable version. It's just the one that I like. I'm going to click that. Don't click anything else here. You'll end up with something on your computer that Ajax can't get rid of. And I'm waiting on that download. Close that out. Okay, that download is completed. I'm going to close that out. And we should now have Rufus and Windows 11 in our downloads folder, which we do. So now you want to go ahead and insert that thumb drive into your computer, and then we're going to run Rufus. Once you have your thumb drive inserted, go ahead and run the Rufus application. We're going to click yes on the user account screen. I always like to let Rufus check for application updates, so I'm going to do that. Once you open up Rufus, if you plugged in that flash drive, it should be displaying here. This is a 32 gigabyte flash drive. Then you want to select that Windows 11 ISO that we downloaded. It's in the downloads folder. All right, now you can see that here. And you want to leave the partition scheme to whatever Rufus chooses. I'll let Rufus decide that. I'm not going to change any other settings here. I'm going to click Start. Okay, this is a very important screen here. You're going to have to make some decisions. If you are installing on unsupported hardware, you certainly need to have this first box checked. If you are not installing on unsupported hardware, you don't have to check that. The second box here is to remove the requirements for a Microsoft account. If you don't want a Microsoft account, go ahead and click this box. If you do want to use your Microsoft account, then make sure this box is unchecked. I'm going to let this make a local account called Test PC. Do not check this set regional options to the same values as this user. This is very important whenever we get to the installation, because I'm going to show you a trick and you don't want to set regional options at this point. You can click Disable Data Collection. So this is going to skip through those privacy questions that it normally asks you during an installation and go ahead and turn them all off. You can disable BitLocker Automatic Device Encryption, which unless you have 2PM 2.0 won't apply, but I'm going to disable it anyway. And then we're going to click OK. It's just going to warn us that it's going to remove all the information on that flash drive. So I'm going to click OK. And you can see it down here doing its work. It's deleting partitions. And now it is copying files. This part usually takes a few minutes, so I'm going to skip forward until Rufus is done. Okay, now that Rufus is done, I'm going to close it out. If you go to this PC and open up that flash drive, you'll see all of the Windows 11 setup information. So this is now a bootable disk, but this is a crossroads. If you are doing a clean install, we're going to boot from this USB drive. If you were just doing an upgrade, you're going to run setup.exe right here from the thumb drive while Windows is still running. Why did we do all that, Ray, if we're just going to run it from here? Because we still needed to apply all of the Rufus settings in the event that you're installing on unsupported hardware, wanting to bypass your Microsoft account, etc. So now just run the setup.exe and follow the instructions to upgrade. All right, so now you should have the Windows ISO and Rufus. So let's go ahead and take that USB drive and we're going to plug this in to the computer. And I'll meet you back in Windows. All right, so I have my flash drive in. Now I am ready to restart and reboot to the flash drive. I'm going to use the delete key to enter my setup. You may enter a boot menu or you may enter your setup as well. So let's go ahead and go. I'm pressing delete to enter my UEFI screen. I've got a boot menu button down here to the right that I will be using. I'm going to click on the flash drive. And now we are booting from the flash drive. All right, so this is the big deal. So for my language to install, I'm going to leave it English. But my time and currency format, we're going to change to English World. By doing this, it doesn't put all of the third-party apps on here because it doesn't know where you're at, doesn't know where your region is. So it doesn't put the Facebook and the Spotify's and all this other stuff that you're just going to have to go back and remove. So that's important. Now I'm going to click Install Windows 11 and agree to everything. I'm just going to click I do not have a product key. I'm going to select Windows 11 Home, which is my version, and click Next. Accept my agreement. It's going to find all of the available disks. I'm going to come in here and delete everything that I can delete. It won't let me delete a system partition here, and I don't want to delete the boot drive, but everything else I can delete, I'm going to delete, and then I'm going to install Windows on the unallocated space. I'll click Next once I've deleted everything that I can delete, and then install. A lot of these next screens are going to depend on which option you chose, whether you have your internet connected or not, whether you're doing a full upgrade or not. I disconnected my internet so that it will be quicker. All right, I fast forwarded through all the fun stuff. You're going to get this error, and that's just because of the region. That's fine. Just click Skip. My board layout. I'm gonna skip. I don't need another one. Okay. It's going to give us the option here to say I don't have internet, so we don't have to set up our Microsoft account. Thank you, Rufus. If you are hardwired connected to the internet, you won't get that screen, but it will bypass. You will come up to a screen that asks you to set it up, and you can just click next and it'll go to the next screen, and then you can just put in a regular computer name. It'll let you bypass it either way. If you checked that option on Rufus. Doing some additional setup, I will skip through this. Okay, we are in Windows, and as you can see, there's no third-party stuff here, so that was cool. There will be the Microsoft stuff, but that's what we're going to use Revo Uninstaller to get rid of here in a little bit. But as you can see, there are no third-party applications. It's all Microsoft garbage. All right. So you're going to see that this is not activated, but we'll fix that in a minute. You will also see that my updates are already done because I got up and walked away. I plugged my internet in and then walked away and came back like an hour later, and Windows had already done all my updates for me. So that was nice of you, Windows. Thank you for that. I'm up to date. Oh, and by the way, this is an unsupported device, so all the updates work just fine. I'm going to go check and see if I'm missing any device drivers. And I am not. That's on that additional post-installation checklist, so refer back to that. Check to make sure that your drivers are installed. It's want me to sign into a Microsoft account. No, thank you. Alright, so let's go change our region back. That's the reason that this didn't activate, I would imagine. So I'm going to change that from English World to English US. Alright, once I've done that, I'm going to go to activate now. It's going to give me another error. I'm going to go to troubleshoot, and it's going to fix it. And fixed. Windows is activated. Alright, we are just about ready for the tweaks. So to save time, I'm going to do a couple of things. When I get back, I will have Revo Uninstaller, WinToys, and something other than Edge browser installed. And I will link videos for you for WinToys and Revo if you need help setting it up and installing. We'll be back. Now you should have successfully set up and installed Windows 11 on your system. Now we're going to go back in there and make it better. We're going to do those tweaks using Revo Uninstaller and WinToys. I'll link the videos below if you need those for the setup and installation. I'll meet you back in Windows, and I will already have set up Revo Uninstaller, WinToys, and I've added a browser. Let's go. Okay, we are ready to start with tweaks. Like I stated, to save time, I've done three things. I've added a Google Chrome browser, I've added Revo Uninstaller, and I've added WinToys. So we're going to start down here with the taskbar. I'm going to unpin this crap. And then the next thing I'm going to do is change the taskbar. I'm going to move it over here to the left like a normal person because we're not savages. Our taskbar in the middle. What kind of crap is that? I'm going to go to taskbar settings just by right clicking on the taskbar. We're going to come down here to taskbar behaviors. Then where it says taskbar alignment, I'm going to change that to the left. I'm going to turn off badges. I'm going to close that out. Now I'm going to go into Revo Uninstaller first and just start removing the Windows apps that we don't want in here. Okay, unfortunately, we still cannot move Microsoft Edge no matter what you do. We can remove OneDrive. And as you'll see, this will create a system restore point before we make any changes within Revo Uninstaller, which is good because it's going to give you the option to remove stuff from the registry. So anytime you're doing that, you want to make sure you have a restore point to fall back on. All right, now I'm going to let it scan, so it's going to look for remnants because the regular uninstaller just removes the program. We're using Revo Uninstaller because it will find registry entries that are no longer in use. It'll find folders that were left behind. So I'm going to do a moderate scan. All right, I'm going to select all. I'm going to delete. It's going to ask me if I'm sure. I'm going to say yes. Now it's going to show me the folders left behind. I'm going to select all. I'm going to delete. Are you sure? Yes. Some of those are going to require a restart. I'm going to click finish. All right, then I'm going to come up here to Windows apps, and I'm going to go through here and take out anything that I don't want, like Copilot. Okay, I'm going to repeat this process for as many of these apps as I do not want. I will not make you stay here through that entire process, but you get the picture. I'm going to come through here and remove Office. I'm going to come in here and remove Clipchamp. I'm going to remove to-do list. I'm going to remove Outlook for Windows. I'm going to remove all of this stuff that I'm not going to use. The Xbox stuff, everything. It's going to be gone. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, open up WinToys. I installed WinToys, and we're going to make some tweaks here for privacy and such. If you want the full walkthrough of WinToys, be sure to watch the installation video. I will link it in the description. Okay, first I'm going to come under health because there's one important change that we need to make, and of course you can do this within Windows. I've got all of my updates already, but I want to only get security updates moving forward. The reason being is if I come in here and I uninstall all of these Windows apps and clean up this system, if I allow Windows to update everything, the very next time I get an update, it's going to put a bunch of that stuff back. So I'm only going to allow security updates. I'm going to jump all the way down here to tweaks because this is where I want to be. Starting with the desktop, I like to have this PC on the desktop so I can get to it. I like to have the recycle bin there. Let's see, show desktop title, window shade, classic contacts menu. That's all I'm going to change on mine. Start menu, include web results when searching, negative. If I'm searching for something, I want results from my computer. I don't want to know what Bing thinks about it and all kind of other crap from Bing. And that's this search bar down here at the bottom. So I'm going to turn that off. Auto install suggestions. No thank you. All right, account notifications is already turned off. File Explorer. I do want to show my file extensions. I'm going to turn that on. I've already got show hidden items on. Show files after. You can click this classic interface and it'll revert it back to the classic file explorer. It does require a restart, so I'm not going to do that right here. Home, gallery, and I'll leave that stuff there. Okay, let's go to privacy. Here's a big one. Now, when you selected those checkboxes during Rufus, it turned off or it disabled a lot of privacy settings, but there's still a bunch more. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn off telemetry, and then I'm going to turn off app launches tracking. What that is whenever you click on the start menu, it will list recommended apps here based on your history. So it's recording what apps you open and close, and it'll try to present them here of what it feels like you might want to use next. But I would just assume show me all my apps. I'll choose which one I want to open. So I'm turning that off. You can leave it on if you like, but that's what it does. Okay, I don't need error reporting going to Microsoft. I'll fix it myself. I do not need my camera to work on the lock screen. The screen is locked. Who wants to spy? Okay, let's go to ads. Here's a big one. Tailored experience. No thank you. Suggested content, no thank you. Homepage and settings, no thank you. Suggested notifications, no thank you. Lock screen fun facts and tips and tricks, no thank you. Windows tips and suggestions, no thank you. Windows welcome experience, no thank you. Finish setting up your device. I'm doing that on my own. I don't need you to tell me. Bye-bye. Let's take a look at system real quick. Let's see what's on here. Mouse acceleration, feedback, notifications. I'm going to turn that off. Okay, we're not going to go into the super user spotlight images. So that's all we're going to do right here. Some of the changes that I just did require a restart, so I'm going to go ahead and restart now. Okay, looking much better. Look at all this down here. A nice clean taskbar. And I've got access to this PC and my recycle bin on my desktop, which I like. Okay, I'm going to go back to Repo Uninstaller and finish getting rid of all those Windows apps that I don't want, fresh and clean. And there you have it, an optimized installation of Windows 11 complete with some tweaks and optimal privacy settings. I'll put links below in the description for the full installation videos for WinToys, Revo Uninstaller, and the video that will help you determine if your CPU is compatible with Windows 11. Drop some comments below if you found this video useful. Give me some suggestions for future content you would like to see. If you would like to help the channel out, please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. You can help me get to my goal of 25,000 subscribers. It would be much appreciated. Check out some of these other video suggestions. And as always, thank you for watching, and until next time.